Chris from the Mr. Beast YouTube channel is another victim of the brainwashing of social media, another victim of the trans movement, and really, he's not the only victim. It's his family. His family is the real victim in this whole situation. His child that he had whenever he was a man, as they like to refer to it. In my opinion, he is still a man and always will be, and probably most of you watching this video probably feel the same way, that he's always a man and he always has been a man and he always will be in the future. A lot of people have been reacting to this negatively, but also, of course, a lot of people are trying to defend him, including Mr. Beast. We have reactions from Mr. Beast. We have reactions from Sneako coming in this video, who Sneako obviously used to work for Mr. Beast and knows Chris personally. This whole thing is just very disturbing to me. The fact that all of these major celebrities are not only transitioning, but also glorifying it to their audiences and trying to push it on people, trying to further the brainwashing, propagate the brainwashing that they have undergone. Now they're trying to further that and propagate that into other people's minds, especially, you know, I would say that Mr. Beast's audience probably skews pretty younger. So the fact that he's trying to, you know, spread that to his audience, which is probably a younger audience, is really disturbing. It's really just sick. And like I said, he's not the only victim. He's not even the main victim of the situation. He has a child right there. And I just feel so bad for that child. He's going to have to grow up with, or I don't know if it's a he or she, but the child is going to have to grow up with, you know, two moms, or a mom and a half mom, as Sneako like to put it in his video that I'll show you in 1 second. But here is a tweet from Ollie London. It says, Chris Tyson, a collaborator of YouTube's biggest channel, Mr. Beast, which has 143 million subscribers and 24 billion views, has gone from a straight masculine man to a transgender woman in the space of 2 months. Chris is the father to a 2-year-old baby and has a wife. He began undergoing hormone replacement therapy just 2 months ago. In a previous tweet to his 1 million followers, he told them, I'm genuinely so glad many people are learning what HRT is and how it can and has helped so many people. So like I said, not only is he transitioning, he's also glorifying it to his entire audience. It's just disgusting, man. It's sad, the world that we live in. It's sad that people like Dylan Mulvaney are on Bud Light cans and the face of Nike, things like that. Now we have the face of, or one of the faces of, the biggest YouTube channel in the world with 24 billion views on it, is transitioning and glorifying HRT to their audience. It's really just gross, and I'm scared for the future of what the world is going to become. Here we have Sneako reacting to the news, and we also have Mr. Beast reacting to the news, and of course Mr. Beast is going to defend Chris to a certain extent, but you can see it on Mr. Beast's face whenever they're filming their newer videos where Chris is wearing crop tops and just looks just disgusting. You can see it on his face, and a lot of other people who are reacting to those videos, you can see it on their faces as well. They're just tired of this BS, man. And I also saw some other videos, which I might go into in the future if you guys want to see that. I saw some videos possibly exposing Chris for faking this entire thing for PR. I don't know if I believe that. I think he really is just brainwashed and indoctrinated. And I think he really is undergoing some sort of transition. I think it might be that he is actually transitioning because he wants the PR, because he wants the publicity, possibly. But I don't think that this thing is faked. You can tell if this is faked, this is really, really well done, because he really looks ill. He looks extremely sick in these videos. Let's check out what Sneako's reaction to the situation is.
From Mr. Beast. So people saw this picture. You can see him in the replies. Mr. Beast is backing this up. He's like, opinion irrelevant ratio. Here's what the ratio. The Chris I know was like a truck driving, AK-47 shooting, Call of Duty playing, dip shooting.
Yeah, he says a little slur here, so I'm gonna try to skip it. Yeah, that's what I'm sure you saw it on the screen there. I don't want to put that in the YouTube video. But yeah, this is on Rumble that he's recording this on. YouTube's a whole different story when it comes to words like that. So I'll skip that word. Let's keep going.
That was the Chris I knew. He didn't say that. He didn't say the part where it's gonna get you canceled. But that was the Chris I knew. Was, woo, Trump, what's up with all these trannies? He had a southern accent, he was driving monster trucks, and he helped me shoot my first AK-47. And he was chewing dip, and he was smoking Marlboro Reds. He had just bought a big truck with all the Mr. Beast money. Nick.
Yep, not gonna allow that word to be said on there, but I'm sure you can see it on the screen. But it's true. If you go watch the old Mr. Beast videos, if you go watch the very first videos with Chris in them on the Mr. Beast channel, I've been seeing a ton of clips of it. I've been seeing people send me videos of it. They are like that. You know, they used to make fun of these trannies. They used to make fun of all these woke stuff that's happening in the world, just like most normal people out there do. Like, I guarantee you 99% of dudes out there who are the same age as Chris are in Discord calls with their friends every night playing video games, making fun of people like Chris for doing things like Chris is doing right now. I guarantee you that's what me and my friends do when we're in Discord calls. We make fun of people like Chris. We make fun of this stupid stuff that people are doing, this indoctrination, this, and I don't feel bad for these people. Sneako is on here saying that we need to approach this delusion with empathy. I think if you're stupid enough to be this brainwashed where you change your gender from a man to a woman, if you're that stupid that you fall for brainwashing that hard, because that's not just like changing your opinions on a few things on, you're changing your political views because of brainwashing. That's a whole different story. When you're changing your actual gender, when you're undergoing HRT, hormone replacement therapy, when you're doing things like that because you're so brainwashed, you're stupid and you don't deserve empathy. You deserve to be told how stupid you are, because that's the only way that you have the smallest chance of waking up. I think that people like this are most likely too far gone. Maybe in 20 years, he'll change his mind. He'll wake up and realize he made a big mistake. But people who are this stupid that are given to brainwashing this hardcore, they don't deserve empathy. They are not deserving of empathy whatsoever, because I guarantee you, Sneako, he gives you none. I guarantee you he's not giving you any sort of empathy for anything that you've said in the past. I guarantee you if he ever speaks about you in the future, it will be negatively, because that's the only way that he's allowed to. He's now joined this group of people, this woke cult, that if he ever said anything that goes against what they believe, they would eat him alive. So they would have to go against Sneako because they hate Sneako. They hate anyone who is speaking uncomfortable truths because they'd rather live in the comforting lie. So I don't think these people deserve empathy. I know that he's trying to be the bigger person, but they don't deserve empathy. And it's not even just because, but it is also because he would give you none. He would give me, he would give you, he would give nobody who disagrees with him any sort of empathy whatsoever.
That was Chris. What the fuck happened? The people that are encouraging this, they think that they're doing the right thing. They're all brainwashed. Even mrbeast thinks that he's doing the right thing by supporting his friend Chris. Brainwashed.
He also has no choice though. He's the biggest, YouTuber on the YouTube platform. He has the most views. He has the most subscribers. He has no choice. He wants to stay in YouTube's good graces, and YouTube pushes this kind of thing. YouTube pushes this type of propaganda. He has to support people like this, not just Chris, but also other people. If he ever has to take a stance on this type of stuff, which I think he kind of tries to stray away from, because these guys are Southerners. I believe that mrbeast is from either South Carolina or North Carolina. One of the Carolinas, which is, one of the most Southern thinking states. Obviously, it's kind of like in the middle of the United States, but it's some of the most Southern thinking parts of the US over there. So they don't agree with this type of stuff, or they didn't previously. I still think that mrbeast probably doesn't agree with this kind of thing. That's why he just doesn't take a stance on it. He doesn't speak on it. He doesn't promote it. But whenever it's his friend, whenever it's someone in his videos, he has to stand by it. He has to promote it. He has to support it. And he can't just get rid of Chris, because that would be a horrible look for the biggest YouTube channel on the YouTube platform, because YouTube, like I said, promotes this kind of thing.
Really cared. You would not encourage his delusion now. You would look at the long term and see that this is something that he's doing because he is brainwashed by social media, because he's living in the West where this is pushed by a bunch of garbage. If you were really his friend right now, you would hear what I'm saying, because someone's going to clip this and send it to him. You would tell him you've made the wrong decision. Transgenderism is a legitimate mental illness. Believing that you're something that you're not. You say anorexia is a mental illness, and it's believing that you're a different body weight. How is it not a mental illness to think that you're a different gender? Multiple personality disorder, there's they, thems.
You know what's crazy though? Everybody would agree that stuff like schizophrenia or anorexia, whatever it is a mental illness, and we should work to eradicate that mental illness, right? But if we said that we were working to eradicate transgenderism, even though it definitely, no doubt about it, is 100% factual that is a mental illness. If we said that we wanted to eradicate transgenderism, they would say that we're working towards a transgenocide. Instead of just saying that we want to eradicate a mental illness, like if someone were to say we want to eradicate schizophrenia or anorexia or any of the other mental illnesses, if we say that about transgenderism, then we're working towards a transgenocide. It's crazy the world that we live in, man. These people, like I said, too far gone, not deserving of empathy whatsoever.
I believe I'm two genders at the same time. Mental illness. We need to start saying that. People who know the truth know that, but they don't want to face the scrutiny of everybody saying, but that's transphobic. Fine. I have a phobia of my son growing up with two mommies and one half mommy thing running around. I think you should be scared of that.
Yeah, you should be. 100% you should be, because that's going to lead to a very, very messed up child. And that's why I'm saying that the real victim in this situation is not Chris. The real victim in this situation is Chris's child and Chris's wife, which I would assume has to leave him at this point unless she was bisexual in the past. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen with all that. I'm not going to try to assume what's going on there. But I just think that this whole situation is pretty sad, but at the same time, not deserving of empathy whatsoever. We need to be harsh on them. We need to be harsh on Chris and let him know that what he's doing is really stupid, that he is brainwashed, and try to get him to change, try to, combat everything that he's saying with logic and reason and all that stuff. But we're not going to feel sorry for him. We're not going to have empathy for him. It's not going to happen. I don't think that that's going to ever work. It hasn't worked in the past, and I don't think it ever will. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the whole situation. What do you think about Mr. Beast Chris transitioning from male to female? What do you think about Sneako's reaction to the entire thing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.